Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Simon here, with another episode of Naruto. This is episode number 35, and, well, episode number 34 certainly gave us a bit of a different flavour to, what previous episodes had really given us. There's always plenty of tension, plenty of drama, plenty of excitement. There's not so much in the way of horror, gore, and downright death. We've seen a few episodes where people have died, so, don't get me wrong, it's not like Naruto has shied away from it before, but last episode was the first time I think we really saw a cold-blooded killing. It was a case of Gaara of the Sand Village really showed us what he could do with his sand coffin, and I don't remember what the name of the other ability was, where he actually... Sand Burial and then Sand Coffin and then Sand Burial, I think were the name of the two maneuvers, the two jutsus, which would encase someone in sand and then just crush them until they were black jelly, which, thanks to, again, all of you in the comments who made me aware that blood and gore is often censored in Japan, so it comes across more black ooze than it does blood and guts. Which is handy to note. I mean, not that I needed help in determining what that was. I assumed that was ichor and gore and body parts and blood and all kinds of splatter. Let's face it, it wasn't like... I was going to say, it wasn't like it was like a jam donut or anything, but it kind of was. The guy kind of got smushed like a jam donut, and all of the jam inside went bleh. That's a really odd metaphor for a man getting crushed to death in the middle of an exam, but... we'll work with it. We'll go with it. So, yeah, again, a lot of the episode focused on the showdown between, I forget which village those guys were from, but obviously they had ideas above their station. They didn't know who they were dealing with, and I said at the very end, I would very much like to see where, I'd love to see a showdown between the Hidden Sound Village and the Sand Village. I think that would be a very interesting combination, because I imagine with them being able to use sonic attacks, that would break apart the sand quite easily, so they might actually cancel each other out. You never know. I hope we do get to see that at some point. We got to see a bit of, Kiba and Akimara, Akimaru, I should say. Poor dog. Poor dog. He was terrified. And I don't blame him. If he can sniff out jutsu and if he can sniff out chakra, then I can't blame him for being scared when it comes to Gaara. And we learned that Gaara and the two other members of the Sand Village are actually all members of the same family. They're brothers and sister. That's, there's no love lost there, though, you can tell. I would hate to see their parents. I don't think their parents did a very good job bringing them up, but we're going to jump in. We are going to jump in and see exactly what happens next. So before we do, I want to say a big thank you to my Patreon super supporters: Frank Tremel, Karen Abel, Ace, Nick Walters, The Seven Deadly Sins, Damon Smallwood, Michael Y, Clara Gros-Louis, Mr. Greg 89, Tyrone Tyrone, Pobinhas, and Matt Okeefe. So without further ado, let us jump in and let's see what happens next. Hey, whoa, I was about to say back with the main man. But there's multiple men. All of the fish. And I bet not one of those Naruto clones are going to catch a fish. Whereas Sasuke is very proficient at fishing. Proficient. Get it? Proficient. So it's been 4 days. But those... the Sand Village people have been... That means they've been there for 3.5 days. In the tower.
The other teams must have all finished by now.
Yeah. 4 days. What is with the colour coordination in their outfits? One's grey, one's black, and one's half and half. He's gonna try and cheat.
Thinking.
He's gonna try and cheat. It won't work. I'm willing to bet.
Scrolls. I've got tons of them.
Are they gonna try and cheat as well?
And stuff like that. We could change one of these to look exactly like the Heaven Scroll.
That's not gonna work. So he's gonna want to read the Earth Scroll.
In order to get into the tower at the end of the exam. Get it?
That in of itself is cheating. Don't do it, Sakura! Don't follow Naruto's lead. Wait for Sasuke to come back. He'll talk sense.
I've thought of that.
Oh, why? They're both doing it at the same time. Sasuke, we need you to come back right now and be the parent of this situation. So just gonna say, you failed! And they turned into mushrooms. That's what the scroll did. It's a heaven scroll. It sends you to heaven. Maybe that's what it means. Oh, sorry, that's an earth scroll, isn't it? So maybe it puts you in the earth. Don't do it, Naruto. Thank you. Oh shit, is that oh, I got his name. Kabuto. It's Kabuto.
They're protected by a powerful hypnosis jutsu, a kind of booby trap. To try to read them. It'll knock you senseless, and by the time you wake up, the exam is...
They're just unconscious then. Well, he's done it.
Excuse me.
Was this his 7th time trying to get through? 7th time is a charm.
I'll fight you for it.
It's one of those, isn't it? It's not gonna make a difference if they don't pass the exam.
Out here, it's all about surviving and winning. Nothing else matters.
He's kind of true.
You're lying. The smell of that cooking fire is going to draw every wild beast in the forest. And not only animals, but the competition, too.
Uh-oh. They're being watched.
Oh yeah, I get it. Like
Yeah.
So we just head for the tower, find a hiding place.
God, I wish I could jump through trees like that. I really do.
That's 1/3.
Fly through them.
Now comes the hard part.
Well, it's about time. Bring it on.
Shut up. Stop shouting. Oh. It's a bag. Oh, it's a massive centipede. A massive centipede.
Ha! False alarm. It's just a centipede. Okay, right.
Got it.
Ugh. I could never survive in that forest. I'd be out of there. Night 1, I'm out of there. As expected. There's your future Hokage, ladies and gentlemen. Oh damn. Are they dead?
Yeah.
Wonder how many of the students have died so far. Oh shit. Oh, what? Excuse me? Please tell me that was a replacement. Yes. Oh,
Well, that was close.
a substitute jutsu. Thank God.
Substitution jutsu.
Ring a bell.
Huh? Oh man, no way. It can't be.
Sent the centipede, yeah.
Hey, what's the big idea?
They're going in circles.
Genjutsu.
That's what it looks like.
Illusion.
Fell for it completely.
Oh, it's... Uh-oh. Okay. It's like a zombie. Now, is that a shadow clone jutsu? Okay, so, back to basics, back to the main group, and back to the competition. After the last few episodes where we focused, on a lot of different people and a showdown between, different groups of enemies, it's almost easy to forget you're actually still in a competition. And that's exactly what, the group are in. They're in a competition to, to try and find one of these heaven scrolls. And, it was a nice way of showing both groups that we saw at the beginning having the same idea, faking the scroll. One group going further than the other, suffering from the hypnosis jutsu, which has knocked them out. I thought it killed them. I thought it was kind of like, if you read this, you die, because it's called a heaven and earth scroll. It sends you to heaven, or it puts you in the earth. Which is probably now a little bit more complicated than I am giving it sort of credit for. But it makes sense that obviously, they're trapped because they were told at the beginning of the tournament, your job as a ninja might be carrying secret documents, and you need to be trusted 100%. If you can't be trusted, then you're no good. So it makes sense that, they would trap them to cause them to fail. So, yeah, it's easy to forget sometimes just how incompetent Naruto is. Don't get me wrong, he's very good at some of the stuff that he does. He's got a very keen sense of hearing and he's got good aim. We saw when he struck down that massive centipede that, he's got good reactions. But his decision making, his balance, I think, it really could do with some work. And his self-awareness as well. Because he's a loud character. I don't know if he realizes that and just doesn't care, or if he just doesn't realize, even though everyone tells him constantly. But thankfully, we have the parents of the group, which, it was originally just Sasuke. Sasuke was, like the father of the group. He had to do everything. He had to be the one to stop, Sakura and Naruto from doing something stupid. Now we've got Kabuto. Kabuto is like the other dad of the group, sort of guiding them through. And, I'm still impressed that even after having failed the exam, I think it was 6 times, this is his 7th attempt, he is still willing to help other students out to, to try and get them through. Even though he's got both scrolls, he could just go to the center, try and make his way to the tower, and he would pass. Now, yes, you would say that his odds go up massively with the help of others, but he still has to trust people who he's not known for all that long. So it's a big step. It's a big step for him to take, but, kudos to him. Yeah, I guess it was just, again, kind of a back to normal, business as normal kind of episode, just to remind us where we are, the situation. And it means that if we are sort of 4 days in, the 2 groups who we saw previously make it to the tower, now we saw the sort of the instructors. They said that the Sand Village got there within, I think, was it 9 to 12 hours, something like that, and they said that was a record. So if they got there within 12 hours, then the other group of Kiba and that, they couldn't have been too far, behind. Now, if that's the case, then they've been there for like 3.5 days. Who knows what's happened there? Who knows how many other groups have joined them? And is that tower neutral ground? Is everyone just kind of chilling, or are there tensions? Who knows what's going on there? And it'd be interesting to see how the other groups are getting on. Rock Lee's group, what's her name? The Sakura's ex-friend. Sorry, I'm still learning names. Ino and her friends. Yeah. Zaku. So many names. Why do I have to learn them all? It's a good thing I've got this notebook, because I swear to God, if I didn't have this notebook, I would not be remembering anything other than the main characters' names. And there are so many characters in this that you have to remember names of. And, you know, I'm looking for all my notes here. And like I say, this is by far and away the most notes. You know, you have to excuse, like, my bad handwriting, but, you know, I've got, like, all of these kind of notes here. So, like, you know, going all the way back to, like, sort of episode 1. It's a lot. It's a lot. And we're up to episode 35 now. Well, 36 technically is the next one. And, yeah, I've never quite gotten through a show this fast, other than the Clone Wars. But I'm enjoying it. So, anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you for the next one.